on Friday when the US announces its strategic Bitcoin reserve and Bitcoin goes to 10 million a coin. If you follow me on Instagram, I put up a reel there yesterday, or could have been this morning actually, when I was out for a walk, and it was saying like that if you care about the price of Bitcoin, if you're someone who's thinking, should I buy now or should I buy next week, or should I wait, should I keep my cash on the sidelines, then you don't understand Bitcoin very well. And I got my dog Piston to explain it. Bitcoin with Dinny on Instagram, follow me, and Piston will explain Bitcoin. He understands it better than a lot of people. But the TLDR of that is that Piston's always happy. If the price of Bitcoin goes up, Piston's happy, okay? Because his networking worth increases and he's closer to his retirement date, all right? If the price of Bitcoin goes down, Piston's happy as well, my dog, all right? Because if the price goes down, he understands that for his euros, he's able to accumulate more Bitcoin. You see, Piston is always buying Bitcoin. He buys it every month. He's constantly accumulating because he's not already retired. He's using Bitcoin as a vehicle to propel him to early retirement. So he's happy when the price goes up and he's happy when the price goes down. And like, that's when you really understand Bitcoin. When people follow the daily price and the monthly price and the yearly price, they don't yet understand it long enough. I say it's a 4-year apprenticeship in Bitcoin before you know anything. You've got to do at least 4 years, and anyone who's done that will understand what I'm talking about, and anyone who hasn't possibly is going to struggle with the rationale of what I'm talking about. But it doesn't matter what price you buy Bitcoin at. It doesn't matter an iota. If you go back 2 cycles, so let's say you invested in Bitcoin for 8 years ago, go back 2 cycles, and it doesn't matter what price you paid for it. It really doesn't. If you're purchasing Bitcoin and accumulating Bitcoin every month, it's irrelevant what price it was. It's completely insignificant. Now, the problem is that people have price biases. Get the words out, Dinny. And that means that Bitcoin's hit 100 grand a coin. 100 grand a coin. It's a big scary number. But then when I say, but lads, it's going to be $1 million a coin, people are like, nah, it can't be. These are the same people that when we were at 10 grand said, it can't be 100 grand. But now some of them have transitioned and they've realized, oh no, it did that. But then when you say, but it's going to be $1 million, they're going to like, no, it can't. There's no way that can happen. It just, my brain says no. Now, these people are failing at primary school maths, but that's fine. What about when I tell them, well, it's going to be 10 million a coin? Like, they just have an absolute meltdown, a hissy fit. They throw the toys out of the pram, all right? Because if Bitcoin is going to be 10 million a coin, doesn't matter if you bought it at 88,000 or 86,000. Doesn't matter. Okay, the answer is no. In most Bitcoin cycles, it adds a 0. Okay, so if in the next one we add a 0, we go to $1 million, and the next one we go to 10 million. That's 8 years away. Not that far, folks. And this is why, in my opinion, and nothing you hear is financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Okay, I'm your Bitcoin advisor. If you want help to understand Bitcoin and the fundamentals and the mathematics of why it goes to 10 million a coin, it's really simple, it's really basic. That I can help you with. If you want help with your custody so you can never lose your Bitcoin, that I can help you with. If you want to build a multi-sig, okay, unlike the one at Bybit, where they lost 1.5 billion, the biggest ever hack, good news is that can't happen on a Bitcoin multi-sig. That is the drawbacks of complexity. That is one of the drawbacks of Ethereum. And that's how it was happened. But I'll just, while I'm on that little side point, what did the hackers do when they stole all the Ethereum? Now remember, Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs. Ethereum is struggling. It would make sense to hold the Ethereum. No. The people who stole the Ethereum, because they understand the game, is the wealth will be determined by who accumulates the Bitcoin in the future. They sold the damn Ethereum, and what did they buy? They bought Bitcoin. So they bought Bitcoin at the all-time highs, or close to the all-time highs, instead of just holding Ethereum, which probably will have its day in the sun. But they didn't want to take 2 risks. They took one risk to steal the Ethereum, and they didn't want to take a second risk of trying to trade the market. It was like, we got the candy, and we're getting it into the world's best collateral, which is Bitcoin. So even the hackers understand the game better than most people, all right? So On Friday, we've got this Trump Crypto Summit. I think he's going to announce some sort of a Bitcoin reserve. I don't see it being a crypto reserve, being honest. I just don't. There'll be some other stuff in crypto, but I just don't see it. It doesn't make sense to me in my head. But I'm prepared to be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. I'll be wrong in the future. Okay? But I just don't see it happening. When it came out and they were talking about that, I was like, all right, it's definitely a simulation, because that just does not make any rational sense. But let's see. Either way, it's bullish for Bitcoin. Either way, people will say, and just on that point, you know, people who don't really understand from traditional investing mindset, guys, do me a favor while I'm just having the crashes in traffic. Hit the like button. Give it a like. Try and push the content out there. But people will say, oh, but wouldn't it make more sense to de-risk the portfolio and diversify into not just Bitcoin, but have Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, Ethereum? That would, you know, diversification reduces risk. Again, these are people that don't understand our markets. They're using traditional mindset, okay? Our market's very different, okay? Bitcoin leads everything. So you don't get diversification risk by owning other things. Because when Bitcoin goes down 5%, other things go down 25%, 95%, all right? So you actually create more risk by having anything other than Bitcoin in the portfolio, all right? Most people don't get that, so it doesn't make sense to me. So let's see. I'm interested to see how that goes. My last little point, guys, the Bitcoin Ireland conference. This is going to be the biggest Bitcoin conference in all of Ireland, in all of history. It's our 4th year running it, and last year was the biggest in Ireland, but we're going to make this one even bigger. We've got Daniel Prince, we've got Knut. I don't have the speaker list in front of me, but we've got some serious players coming over. We've got some guys coming in from the States who ran family office, ultra high net worth investors, and who've completely rotated to Bitcoin, because it just makes sense when you understand that one by one traditional finance starts to get Bitcoin. My job, or my mission, is to try and make normal people get Bitcoin and stop using their greed mindset of get rich quick and I missed out and coulda, woulda, shoulda, and just help them understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is just a vehicle that allows you to save for the future with no worry of trying to pick stocks, with no risk of companies changing, of going out of business, no risk of politics, with no risk of all the other risk factors that come with trying to just keep your money. You leave your money in the bank, it's not risk free. The bank prints money every day and your money buys you 50% less stuff every 10 years. So half your wealth is robbed every 10 years, unless you invest it. You want to try and invest it. What are you going to invest in? Property. They changed the rules. Remember in 2020, you had to let people live in their property for free and you couldn't throw them out. And you defaulted on the mortgage and then you lost the property. It's hard out there. Okay, you're going to do the stock market. Which stocks? World changes every single day. This, that, the other. What if just this one thing that I didn't have to think about? I just had to study for about 200, 2,000 hours, and then I could just invest into it. I could just accumulate it more and more and more. And it was something that was programmed to get scarcer and scarcer and scarcer. And no human could change that. It was just a borderless asset that Bitcoin is, so no one could stop it. A digital asset, so it can go anywhere and you can take it anywhere. Not like a concrete building. But it's just programmed to get scarcer every year. Therefore, it gets more valuable every year. Or every 4 years anyway. And that's Bitcoin. And that's why it's so beautiful. That's why you should get your head around it. You should study it. Because it's not going to go away. It's going to be a million.